welcome back to the second half. That was an old square dance tune called Up Jump the Devil. And speaking of the devil, we got a fellow we're going to bring out here now to do a couple of tunes for you. He comes out here every Friday night. You'll get to see him. And be looking for him on Shotgun Red Show on the RFD channel. He's going to be on there a little later on this year. Make him welcome, Mr. Artie Rodriguez.
Are y'all ready to start off the second part of this show here at Gilley's Family Opry? All right. I come and go as I play, from down here up north and in between. And baby, it's a shame, 'cause I always feel the same when I can't see Texas from here. I can't see Texas from here. No matter how I try, it makes me want to die. So if you see me looking down, I'm trying not to show this frown, 'cause I can't see Texas from here. Oh, come on, Phil. Can't say I don't like Tennessee. The people here have all been good to me. But please don't take offense if I start to get intense. It's 'cause I can't see Texas from here. I can't see Texas from here. No matter how I try, it makes me want to die. So if you see me looking down, I'm trying not to show this frown, 'cause I can't see Texas from here. Oh. I can't see Texas from here. No matter how I try, it makes me want to die. So if you see me looking down, I'm trying not to show this frown, 'cause I can't see Texas. I can't see Texas. I can't see Texas from here. Yeah, glad to see everybody out here. How many Ricky Van Shelton fans? Do we have any in the house? All right, we'll try to learn one for you next show so we can play it for you. Now, here you go. Somewhere there should be, for all the world to see, a statue of a fool made of stone. The image of a man who let love slip through his hands, and then just let him stand there all alone. And there on his face, a gold tear should be placed in honor of the million tears he's cried, and the hurt in his eyes should show, so everyone will know that concealed is a broken heart inside. So build me a a statue and build it high so that all can see. Then inscribe of the world's greatest food and name it after me. After me. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your hands still together and everything, and please make welcome to the stage Grand Ole Opry star and country music's living legend, Miss Leona Williams.
Another nice hand for Artie there, ain't he fine? Yes, sir. Don't sing about a Lukenbach, Texas. Don't sing that San Antonio Rose. Don't sing that song about Dallas. Hey, I know very well how it goes. Yeah, get your New York honky-tonk to honkin'. Hey, turn the music up and do it right. But don't sing no songs about Texas, 'cause that's where my heart is tonight. Well, New York ain't no place for a cowgirl. Broadway ain't no place to have a dance. If you're gonna play the music, play the melody. This place is looking worse with every glance. Yeah, get your New York honky-tonk to honkin'. Hey, turn the music up and do it right. But don't sing no songs about Texas, 'cause that's where my heart is tonight. Here we go. Get your New York fingers off that Texas fiddle. Don't want to hear no part of faded love. And don't sing in the streets of Laredo or beneath those stars up above. Yeah, get your New York honky-tonk to honkin'. Hey, turn the music up and do it right. But don't sing no songs about Texas, 'cause that's where my heart is tonight. No, don't sing no songs about Texas, 'cause that's where my heart is tonight. That's all. Thank you so much. I want to say hi to everybody and welcome to my part of the show. And let's give the other singers on this show a good hand, because I'll tell you what, I don't think I sat back there and watched everybody. I don't think I've seen so many great singers on one show and wonderful musicians. Let's just do this one more time, I'll tell you. You guys knock me out. Wonderful players, you betcha. Here's one of my old records some of you may remember. It's called Yes Ma'am, He Found Me in a Honky Tonk. Yes, ma'am, he found me in a honky-tonk, and I'm sure I'm not the kind of girl you'd want your son to know. Yes, ma'am, I know you think that it's all wrong, and if he felt the way you do, I'd go back where I belong. Yes, I know he deserves the best, and there's better girls than me. And please don't quarrel with me, I love him, can't you see? Yes, ma'am. He met me where the lights are low, and I've seen the other side of town where good girls shouldn't go. Yes, I know he deserves the best, and there's better girls than me. And please don't quarrel with me, I love him, can't you see? Yes, ma'am. I partied with the crazy crowds, but someone just like your loving son helped to show me how. Yeah, someone just like your loving son helped to show me how. Thank you, thank you. All right, here's a song this is one of my old records that I had out a few years ago, and they still play it a lot on the radio here and there, called Melted Down Memories. This is for all the girls. It kind of, I think us girls understand this better than the boys, maybe. It's called Melted Down Memories. Let's do that. I went through all my jewelry, I took out all the golden rings. They were just old memories to me that no longer meant a thing. I put them in a velvet bag, took them to the local jewelry store. Well, I said, melt them down into a broken heart, I don't need them anymore. Melted down memories on a shiny golden chain, a golden broken heart melted from a dozen rings. Melted down memories of the nights I cried alone, from wanting love from someone I know will never be my own. The only ring I wanted was the one I'll never get to wear, 'cause the only man I ever really loved wasn't free to care. And while trying to forget him, I accepted many other rings of gold. But they were only souvenirs, and without love, they always left me cold. Melted down memories on a shiny golden chain, a golden broken heart melted from a dozen rays, melted down memories of the nights I cried alone, from wanting love from someone I know will never be my own. Melted down memories. Thank you so much. I told the band a while ago when I got out here I was going to tell y'all some jokes that just make your hair fall out. But I see there's one or two of you already heard them. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just carrying on here. Farrell Starnes right here on the front row. I was thinking about you and thinking about Loretta Lynn when I was doing that, because I remember you said you walked and got there a day early one time to come to see Loretta because he liked her so good. And of all things, I was playing upright bass in her band. I was just a kid. And that's the first time I met this guy on the front row. And he always sits on the edge of his seat when he comes down here to see us and wears Leona Williams T-shirt and all that stuff. He's our buddy right there and lives down here in Florida, huh? What is the name of that town? Pensacola, yeah. Anyways, I was thinking about Loretta. She used to tell that joke, too. You know, it's old. Oh, but anyways, how many of you folks saw me here when I was here a year ago, here in this area? All right, several of you. Well, some of you know this already, but I'm originally from a little town in Missouri. I'm from a little town called Vienna, Missouri. I grew up there with 7 brothers and 4 sisters. That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of growing up and doing without, I'll tell you. But we had wonderful parents. My mom, she was the best, and my dad was wonderful. He played the fiddle, and a lot of folks in our family played the music, and my brothers played fiddle and everything. Somebody asked my dad one time, said, golly, you know, you got 12 kids, and they all know how to play the guitar or the fiddle or something. How'd you get these kids to do this anyhow? And my dad said, he was an old country boy. He said, I'll tell you how I done that. He said, I tuned all them guitars and fiddles up, and I put them over there on the bed. And I said, now, you kids, leave them alone. We couldn't hardly help ourselves. But we lived in this little bitty house. Oh, my gosh, it was just a little old place. And I didn't know what it was like to sleep alone till I got married. I tell you. All them kids, you can just imagine. That's truth, too. Part of it is, anyway. Oh, me. But anyways, through the years, I've been so lucky in the music business. I left this little town in Missouri a long time ago. I went to beauty college, and then I went on into Nashville and played upright bass with Loretta Lynn's first band for almost a year and traveled around, and I was writing songs and all that stuff. And Miss Connie Smith is one of my best friends, and she recorded one of my songs. This was a long time ago, 1974. This was a #1, well, it was in top 10. Close to being #1 record for Miss Connie Smith. And anyways, she recorded this song, and it sold a lot of records, and it made me a lot of money, and I spent it. And it goes like this. Dallas, I'll be coming home, it won't be very long. Don't let them close your roads till I get back. My daddy thinks I'm gone for good, but Mama, she knows better. And Dallas, I'll be coming home to you. Well, you couldn't understand that night why I packed up and left you. Well, you knew I wouldn't find it way out here. And these city lights of Tulsa make me lonesome for you, Dallas. And Dallas, I'll be coming home to you. Take care of my baby. Now you know I love you, Dallas. I wouldn't leave him with anyone plane leaves in the morning and it's heading straight for Dallas. And Dallas, I'll be coming home to you. Take care of my baby. Now you know I love him, Dallas. I wouldn't leave him with anyone but you. The plane leaves in the morning and it's heading straight for Dallas. And Dallas, I'll be coming home to you. And Dallas, I'll be coming home to you. And I've written a lot of songs like Willie Nelson, Ray Price, different ones in country music. I've recorded my songs on albums and stuff, and I'm proud of every one of them, whether it's ever a single or not. And then a few years ago, I thought if I could just write something good enough that Merle Haggard might record, you know, good as he is, he recorded a whole bunch of them. I have a few that didn't get my name on it because I was his wife at that time, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But anyway, Merle's a wonderful singer, songwriter, as you already know. And you know, in country music, they call Merle the Hag. I used to be one of Merle's hags, Hag's Nag, you know, whatever. Hags, I used to be Hag's Nag. Well, one of them. Oh, something like that. But Merle recorded several of my songs, and I sure appreciate it because nobody could sing them any better than him. And he's still friends, and I ain't seen him for a little while here, but I got a email this week. Somebody said his name was Mike, and he said, please take care of Merle for us. I said, well, he's got a wife, and he's got people that's taking care of him. I didn't answer that email, by the way. I just had some thoughts about it. But I wish him all the best and all that stuff. But matter of fact, we have a fella here that his name Bobby right back here. He was introduced earlier. Bobby, he gave us a CD, or the Alabama girls gave us a CD of Bobby's, and oh, he sang so good. He sings a lot like Merle. Me and Ron, we were driving down the road, we couldn't believe it. But anyways, appreciate that now. I'll tell you, you're right on it. But anyway, I wrote this song right here, and it was the title of one of my albums, and here comes Merle with his wonderful voice. He had a #1 record of it. And at the time I had this, I was married to him, and it sold a lot of records and made me a lot of money, and he spent it. Goes like this. Is it? Oh, no, it's the guitar thing. Oh, no, that's okay. I got ahead of my schedule here. We rehearsed a little bit today, but sometimes I'm like a little puppy. I don't stay on my paper. I learned that from Ronnie Stoneman. She says, get on your paper over there, Leona. Oh, but anyways, I wrote this song here, and it's on one of my records, and a girl from Texas just recorded it. It's called my guitar picking song. We'll do this one first. Met my man down in Dallas singing on the radio. Now he's down in Nashville on the Grand Ole Opry show. He's my flare-legged, blonde-headed, good-looking guitar-picking man. If a man could ever look me, yes, ma'am, hey, this one can. Well, he picked cotton on the Delta, and he picked a mean guitar. Well, I'm sure glad he picked on me. He's my guitar picking star. He's my flare-legged, blonde-headed, good-looking guitar picking man. If a man could ever love me, yes, ma'am, hey, this one can. Now here comes my guitar picking man. Nice hand for that Jimmy on that guitar. Well, he left Alice down in Dallas, he left Ann in San Antonio. Now he's got a gal that he can't leave, and he's minding mine alone. He's my flare-legged, blonde-headed, good-looking guitar-picking man. If a man could ever love me, yes, ma'am, hey, this one can. Well, he flat picks the guitar, and at lovin' he's a whiz. Don't think that I'm just bragging, I'm just telling it like it is. He's my flare-legged, blonde-headed, good-looking guitar-picking man. And if a man could ever love me, yes, ma'am, hey, this one can. And that's about all there is in my story about that guitar-picking man. All right, good job. And now let's do Someday When Things Are Good. How about it? Someday when things are good, I'm gonna leave you. But I can't seem to go when things are bad. Well, I'll be one more love that you can talk about, and one more woman that you can say you had. Why, you'll always be the kind that dreams of yesterday, and a way of life I never understood. And someday soon I'll be just one more memory, and you'll call my name when things are not so good. And someday when things are good, I'm gonna leave you. Well, I can't seem to go when things are bad. Well, I'll be one more love that you can talk about, and one more woman that you can say you had. someday when things are good, I'm gonna leave you. Well, I can't seem to go when things are bad. Well, I'll be one more love that you can talk about, and one more woman that you can say you have, and one more woman that you can say you have. All righty. Thank you very much. You know, I was with Merle for about 9 years traveling on the road, and we wound up getting married, and it only lasted right at 6 years. It wasn't long, and as they say, but it was long enough, I guess, you know. Now, sometimes love don't last forever. Oh, but anyways, Merle recorded this song right here, too. I wrote this one. He had a #1 record of this one before he had Someday When Things Are Good. And we had a top 10 duet record called The Bull of the Woods and The Beaver from Missouri. And that's whenever, you know, the CB radios was real popular at that time. But anyways, I've done a lot of stuff. As Gene Shepard from Nashville and from the Grand Ole Opry always says, I'm old, I've done lots of stuff. But last, let's see, well, it was a few weeks ago, on the 15th of December, I played in Florence, South Carolina, and I worked with the Florence Symphony. I mean, they was 40-something musicians, no steel player, playing behind me on these songs like You Take Me for Granted, Someday When Things Are Good, and Yes Ma'am, and all that real country stuff. And it's the first time I ever done that. It was really pretty, except over in Vegas or something where we played with the orchestra, all the fiddles in the orchestra pit there. But anyways, that was really something cool to do. But Merle had a #1 record of this song. And Merle was such a big part of my career, he even took me to San Quentin one time. He thought it would be a really neat idea for a woman to go to a prison to do a live album. So we went there, and it was his idea. He'd written this song called San Quentin, You Have Taken the one and only man I'll ever love. I don't think he wrote that about his life, but I mean, it's about a woman. So he wanted me to be the girl to go to prison with him, and however you say that, and sing the song. So anyway, we went there, and I always say this all in fun. Merle knew the ropes because he was stationed there one time for about 3 years. But with his wonderful voice, he had a #1 record of this too. And ain't nobody thinks any more of Merle than me, I'll tell you that, and my family. But anyway, see if you remember this #1 record of his. My legs and my feet have walked till they can't hardly move from trying to please you, and my back is sore from bending over backwards to just lay the world at your door. And I'm trying hard to keep a smile on a sad face, while deep down it's breaking my heart. And as sure as the sun shines, I'll be a lifetime not knowing if I've done my part. 'Cause you take me for granted, and it's breaking my heart. And as sure as the sun shines, I'll be alive 'Cause you take me for granted, and it's breaking my heart. And as sure as the sun shines, I'll be a lifetime not knowing if I've done my part, not knowing if I've done my part. Thank you very much. I see it's a precious little girl and a little handsome guy sitting right there. I got to tell a little joke since you're sitting there and everything. This is just for you. But one time there was this fella called this house, and this little boy answered the phone, and he whispered when he answered. He said, "Hello." Guy on the other end said, "Young man, is your mama home?" He said, "Yeah, mama's home." He said, "Well, could I speak to your mama?" And he said, "No, she's busy." "How about your daddy? Is he home?" And that little boy said, "Yeah, daddy's home." Guy said, "Well, could I speak to your daddy?" And he said, "No, he's busy too." He said, "Okay, your mom and your dad's there. Is there any other adults there at home with you today?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "There's a policeman and a fireman." He said, "Okay, well, let me talk to that policeman." He said, "No, he's busy too." Well, my goodness, he said, "Well, let me speak to that fireman." He said, "No, he's busy." He said, "Okay, your mom's home, your dad's home, there's a policeman and there's a fireman there." He said, "What's everybody doing at your house anyhow?" And that little boy said, "They're looking for me." But I got a little grandson about your size, I'll tell you. He's pretty special, but I bet I know what that little boy got when they found him, don't you? Oh, no, that's cute. But anyway, I have some brothers, and here a while back, this one brother of mine, he told me, he said, "You know, I'm going through a divorce," and he said, "I've got lots of girlfriends, but he said, I like to date them homeless women the best." I said, "Homeless women?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You can just drop them off anywhere." Oh, my gosh. He also told me, he said, "I'll tell you what now," he said, "whenever you're getting a divorce," he said, "you know, all the people that have the showers and stuff when they're getting married and everything," he said, "they need to shower when they get a divorce." And at church the other day, he was at church, and, you know, he's kind of a old country boy too, you know, about like me. Only I'm a girl, but anyways, he's back there, and he's sitting way back on the back row, and preacher was real proud of himself. He said, "Miss Jones got saved, and Mr. Johnson, he got saved last week. I'm just so proud of all these folks that's joined this church and getting saved and everything." And my brother raised his hand back there, and he said, "Hey, preacher," he said, "do you save bad girls?" He said, "Well, I sure do." And he said, "Well, save me one for next Saturday night." But, you know, having 7 brothers, there's some characters, I tell you. And I got lots of brother jokes, I'll tell you. Well, I got to tell you one more while I'm telling. One of my brothers driving down the highway the other day, and highway patrol stopped him and said, "Sir, I'm going to have to give you a ticket." And he said, "Because you wasn't wearing your seatbelt." My brother said, "Well, sir, I was wearing my seatbelt." And he got kind of aggravated about it. He said, "If you don't believe me," he said, "you ask my wife." So the highway patrol said, "Well, ma'am," he said, "was your husband wearing his seatbelt?" She said, "Sir, you shouldn't argue with my husband when he's been drinking." Anyways, crazy stuff. We have to have a little fun, don't we? And Farrell, the other day down in Branson, we were doing a show, Gene Shepherd and all of us girls, and there was a fellow on the front row. Through our whole show, he never smiled at all. Well, I went out there, and I was worried about it. I said, "Sir, I've been watching you tonight." I said, "You haven't smiled all night." And we've all been laughing, having a good time. I said, you act like you don't feel good or something's wrong, and I just want to tell you, I hope you get better. He said, well, I hope you do too. Can't trust him. But here's an old Jimmy Rogers song that I like to sing. I got some verses out of some of his old songs, and every Saturday night on the Midnight Jamboree, the first record they play is a Jimmy Rogers song. Ain't that right? That's right. Farrell always is listening to the Midnight Show, and I want to do this for my Alabama girls back there, for Miss Helen and Melba and Isabel, and they come over from, I don't remember exactly what town, but anyways, whatever town it is, it's a long ways off, and I'm glad y'all are here. Thank you. But it's an old Jimmy Rogers. Well, I walked from Dallas clear down to Wichita Falls. Yeah, I walked from Dallas clear down to Wichita Falls. For a man like I've got, Lord, that ain't no walk at all. Well, he's got eyes like diamonds, lips like cherry wine. He's got eyes like diamonds, lips like cherry wine. Well, he's so sweet, Lord, and he's mine, oh mine. Yeah, I walked from Dallas clear down to Wichita Falls. I walked from Dallas clear down to Wichita Falls. For a man like I've got, Lord, that ain't no walk at all. Now play me some blues on that steel guitar. How about the lead over there, Jimmy? How about the fiddle? And then let's go way over there to the piano player. Yeah. Well, my baby went to Santa Fe. He left me a mule to ride. Yeah, my baby went to Santa Fe. He left me a mule to ride. When the train pulled out, that old mule laid down and died. It was a Missouri mule. Yeah, I walked from Dallas clear down to Wichita Falls. I walked from Dallas clear down to Wichita Falls. For a man like I've got, Lord, that ain't no walk at all. Yeah, for a man like I've got, Lord, that ain't no walk at all. All righty, thank you so much. And now I want to do you a song that's the title of one of my albums. Speaking of my CDs and stuff, they call them these days. Ron and I both, we've had a Christmas special going on with CDs and things. We've been playing a lot of different places, but we're going to still keep that on for tonight. If y'all want one of our CDs, we have several out there that's $10. And they got one of them I got out there. It's got 28 songs on it and 11 duets with Merle Haggard. He makes me sound a lot better, I'll tell you. But it's for only $10. And then there's another one that's called Just for My Friends, and it's got Yes Ma'am on it and all these different songs I've had out. And then I've got a tribute to George Jones out there, and it's $15. But it's called By George, This is Leona Williams. And it's kind of dedicated to Nancy, George's wife, and I love George Jones' singing. There's a song I wrote on there called Old George, and about him, of course. And then I have a tribute to Merle Haggard called Leona Williams Sings Merle Haggard, and they're $15. And then I have one that's called Texas Collection, and it's got 3 CDs all in one, and they're for $25. But if you want a $10 CD and some real country music, I've got some, and so does Ron. But anyways, that's my CD pitch right there. But one of my CDs that was called New Patches, and this song Mel Tillis had a hit on it. Tommy Collins wrote it. And I really, really like this song. And I'm proud to sing it for you. It goes like this. Now and then an old friend tries to help me by telling me there's someone I should meet. But I don't have the heart to start all over, 'cause my heart is laying at another's fate. And you just don't put new patches on old garments. I don't want no one else on my mind. I just don't need nobody new to cling to. I still love someone I've known a long, long time. I have built my world around a memory, and he's the only one that I let in. Every time I try to love somebody, in my mind I'm loving him again. And you just don't put new patches on old garments. I don't want no one else on my mind. I just don't need nobody new to cling to. I still love someone I've known a long, long time. I still love someone I've known a long, long time. Thank you very much. And on XM radio, they play this song right here quite a bit. And it's an old Governor Jimmy Davis song that he wrote years ago, and a lot of people cut it. And one of my very favorite old songs. Let's do Be Nobody's Darling But Mine. Come sit by my side, little darling. Come lay your cool hand on my brow and promise me that you will always be nobody's darling but mine. You're as sweet as the flowers in springtime. You're as fresh as the dew on a rose. I'd rather be somebody's darling than a poor girl that nobody knows. Be nobody's darling but my love. Be honest, be faithful, be kind, and promise me that you will always be nobody's darling but mine. Goodbye, little darling of leaving. I'm leaving this cold world behind. Just promise me that you will always be nobody's darling but mine. Be nobody's darling but mine, love. Be honest, be faithful, be kind, and promise me that you will always be nobody's darling but mine. Just promise me that you will always be nobody's darling but mine. Thinking we're going to do another, we're going to go ahead and finish our list right here. This is on the Merle Haggard tribute that I did, and I did this in San Quentin on that album also, San Quentin's First Lady. But anyways, it's called Working Girl Blues. Here we go. It's a big job of getting by, trying to be a wife. But I've been a working girl dang near all my life, and I'll keep on working as long as my two hands are fit to use. I may drink a little beer in a tavern and sing a little bit of these working girl blues. I keep my nose to the grindstone and work hard every day. Might get a little wild on the weekend after I draw my pay. day, but I'll go back working. I gotta buy my kids a brand new pair of shoes. Yeah, I have a ball on the weekend trying to do these working girl blues. Say, hey, hey, the working girl like me. I ain't never been on welfare, and that's one place I won't be, 'cause I'll be working. Come Monday morning, I'm right back with the crew. I may pick a little tune in a tavern, sing a little bit of them working girl blues. Now here comes my working man. Sometimes I think about leaving, do a little bumming around, throw my bills out the window, catch a train to another town, but I'll go back working. Come Monday morning, I'm right back with the crew. Yeah, I have a ball on the weekend, trying to do these working girl blues. Say, hey, hey, the working girl like me. I ain't never been on welfare, and that's one place I won't be, 'cause I'll be working. I gotta buy my boys a brand new pair of shoes. I may pick a little tune in a tavern, sing a little bit of them working girl blues. And that's about all there is to my story about that working girl. Another nice big hand for this fine band right here, I'll tell you. It'd be easy if I had a band like this all the time. My work wouldn't be near as hard, I'll tell you. But right now I want to bring one of the best singers I've ever heard, and I'm proud of him, I'll tell you. He's been all over the country. He and I have been to Scotland and Ireland and Sweden and every place this year, and just, I don't know, about every state. But and we're working on a trip back to Ireland again right now, so how about another nice hand for one of country music's newest, best country singers, Ron Williams. And he's my big, tall, handsome son. Woo-de-doo. Oh.
Woo-de-doo. Mom, you're singing wonderful tonight, I'll tell you.
Gosh, it's this microphone.
Yeah. Well, like you said, a great band and just a nice room to play in. It makes a big difference.
Sure does. We're going to get RFD TV to come down here and film. Would y'all come and see him if we got that to do that? I'm going to work on that. Yeah. This would be a great place for that. Perfect for that. For a show on there. I'm gonna work real hard for that. And I'll get to come back too. See, you know. But anyway, Ron and I had a record that played really good. It's on his Texas